Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome home to Yoga Nidra. Welcome home to the body, the bones, the heart. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home. Just see how that lands with you. Are we disbelieving? Are we judging by asking unapologetically, with all you bring, with every part of you, every whisper, every echo, every nuance, every niche, every day, every night, every minute, every second, every part of you. Welcome home. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to yourself in this moment. Welcome to the practice of Yoga Nidra, and let's begin by seeing where we find comfort within the welcome, within the arches of the body, within the arches of the human pathology, within the arches of the thought and all the thoughts, and also no thoughts. If you need to make some form of adjustment to your comfort, then know that you can do that at any time. The practice encourages stillness. However, it does not encourage or want to hold you in a container of discomfort. So should you feel discomfort or an itch, a desire, a thought that makes you squirm and makes you readjust, just ask you to do that with the same awareness that blankets and also foundations the practice of Yoga Nidra. And as we think about how to practice in terms of bodily position, there is no right or wrong. One of the ways that we are shown to practice is by lying on our back. If you are lying on your back, make sure that there's no extra strain on the lower back. So you can bend the knees, you can prop under the knees with a bolster, clean towel, blanket, cushion. And when we spend an amount of time in that position, blood can pool at the base of the skull. So just if it calls to you, know that you can prop under your neck so that your curve is supported or your straightness is supported, and also the back of the head is supported as well. But know that you can practice on your side, you can practice on your front, you can practice in a reclined or a sitting position also. Just meet the awareness and meet the desire for movement with the same curiosity as to that awareness, the waking awareness that is Yoga Nidra. And as we are in practice of Yoga Nidra, we give thanks for this time, however long, however short. We give thanks for this very moment, knowing that no moment is the same as this one. And just bring the attention to any movement that's happening within the still body. So that movement might be flowing around the act of breathing, slight rise in the chest and a quickening of the heart on the inhale, a transition and a lowering and a slowing on the exhale, and a transition at the bottom, a transition from exhale to inhale at the bottom, and a transition from inhale to exhale at the top, both having slightly different pressures around the body. And if the feeling of breath is one that you don't want to look at this moment in time, perhaps there's some pathology of the lungs, we can also feel that rising and falling in other parts of the body. So you might feel it in the stomach. You might just feel the pressure all around the body lift slightly with the inhale, the points of contact with the surface. So the mat, we'll refer to it, the earth, the mat on the earth. So the heels might feel slightly lighter on the inhale, the back of the calves, buttocks, mid-back, shoulders, back of head. And just observe that lightness and heaviness within the body. Just a lightness of the inhale and the heaviness of the exhale. And the heaviness doesn't need to be heavy, and the lightness doesn't need to be all-encompassingly light. This is your practice, your body. You are welcome. You are welcome home, and within the home there is the earth, that is the body, you will feel everything that is you. And know that this practice is adaptogenic, so it will automatically give you what you need and let you leave what you don't. You don't even need to engage with thought or what to achieve from the practice. There is just the practice. Yoga Nidra is welcoming you home to the mother of all mothers, the earth, which is holding the mat, holding the floor, holding the building, holding the structure, even if you're practicing 100 floors up. We're earthing. We can still envisage the mother of all mothers and feel presence of Nidra, presence of self, presence of lulling in the inhale and the exhale. And you might start to make some noises. There might be some high pitching, what could be interpreted as snoring. And if you're using a machine to help you rest because your pathology is affected by an apnea, then we can still feel the lightness and the heaviness that exists within the body at different times. And come into the space of the heart at the center of the chest. And rest home. The chimes, the sinews of the muscle of the heart. And what lies there in your valley. At the top or the bottom of the valley of the expansion and contraction around the valley. The walls of the heart. What lies there? If we were perhaps to look upon the walls of the heart of each chamber, is there a drawing? A drawing from BC, BCE, CE, a child's, one that we did as a child, or perhaps a guardian child. Remember, this is your practice. Take what you need from my words, from the Nidra, and leave everything you don't. And if you don't hear any of my words or invitations, then that is perfectly okay. This is a place of everything and nothing. And from the heart to the navel, to the middle of the pelvis, to the top of the left hip bone, the left thigh, left knee, shin, calf, inner ankle, outer ankle, the whole circumference of the left ankle, the heel and ball of foot, all the toes of the left foot, the whole left leg, coming back up to the middle of the pelvis and going across to the right hip, the right thigh, knee, shin and calf, the inner and outer ankle, the whole circumference of the right ankle, heel and ball of foot, and all the toes of the right foot. And bring yourself to the point of the pelvis, the hips around the whole pelvis, the motorway of vessels, of lymph, of blood, of arteries and veins. The navel, the internal organs, the diaphragm, heart, aorta, left rib cage, right rib cage, breastbone and the whole collarbone, the center of the collarbone, the left collarbone, the left shoulder, elbow, wrist, the whole circumference of the wrist, the palm of the left hand, and all the fingers and thumb of the left hand, the whole left arm, the left collarbone, middle of the collarbone, right collarbone, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, the whole circumference of the wrist. The palm of the right hand and all the fingers and thumb of the right hand. The whole right arm, the right collarbone, the whole of the collarbone, the center of the collarbone, the lower throat, the lips, nose, left eye, right eye, left eyebrow, right eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the back of the head, the left ear, through the center of the head, to the right ear, to top of head, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. The whole body in conscious awareness, the awareness space that is resting on the earth, resting on the earth, resting in conscious awareness, healing, restoring, we don't need to begin to digest. We can rest. We can rest and receive. Rest, receive, and restore. Trusting the parasympathetic restoration. And what would it be if at the same time of being aware of restoration within the body, the whole body, each microcosm of the body, the hairs, the melanin, the fat, the blood, the lymph, the rivers and valleys, the inside perfectly reflecting the outside, and a trusting of the inner in the environment and the living of the outer. In a world where outside constantly bombards, and seeks one to consume and subscribe, the invitation is to rest the inside. Rest the inward reflection. And as we feel the rising and falling of the body, know that this process of Yoga Nidra is naturally reaching its conclusion. And the rising and falling, the expanding and contracting, the rising and falling of the body, perfectly in time with the expansion and contraction of the universe, the actual universe, with each person and each being and each form and expression of life. Continually manifesting, transitioning and passing. The life is with the breath. And this Yoga Nidra is now complete. So feeling the rising, falling within the body. There is movement, and see if you can just deepen the rising and falling. And also perhaps to your ears or the sensation of the movement, bring your constitution to the movement of the rising and falling and make it more pronounced. So this could mean just making it more pronounced to the body, or this could be making it more audible. And in that audibility or audibleness, let's bring some movement back into the body. So perhaps the movement of the extremities, wiggling of the nose and of the lips and of the tongue within the mouth. Perhaps circle the tongue to the roof of mouth and feel the mouth fill up with saliva, and taking a swallow, which again brings a vibration within and outside, and turn to one side or another, or bring some small contractions to the back of the body if you're sitting down, moving the hips, perhaps beginning to stretch, tapping, taking, feeling skin to skin or skin to clothes. And then if you haven't already, opening your eyes with a downward gaze to continue the rest of your day. And thank you so much to Ma, Dharma, Yoga Nidra, Nidra Shakti, and the presence of the essence of being that is you for practicing here today. Thank you.